You thought the female Ghostbusters was a bad idea. Hello my friends, I'm Professor Hans von Puppet. For the record, I was a big fan of the female Ghostbusters in concept and execution, but today I want to tell you about another gender-flipped movie remake that was so terrible an idea that no one even noticed it. Cast your mind back to the summer of 1996 and the release of the post-apocalyptic sexy action film Barb Wire, starring frequent Playboy model Pamela Anderson in the title role. It's an action-packed, mid-budget piece of Hollywood trash with loads of action set pieces, explosions, and almost exposed breasts. It takes place in a futuristic hellscape 2017. Don't mention Donald Trump. Don't mention Donald Trump. Where an oppressive fascist right-wing government has taken over and cordoned off the whole war-torn nation, leaving only Steel Harbor, basically Long Beach, California, as the last bastion of freedom and democracy in the country. There, plucky bounty hunter, assassin, and stripper Barb Wire owns and operates the hotspot Hammerhead, where she appears in extreme burlesque performances between heists and capers, always with the detached elan of a girl who's had her heart broken one time too many in this hard, neon-lit world. This was the movie that was meant to launch the film career of the very appealing Miss Anderson, but sadly, it belly flopped in the box office, earning only $3.7 million. For reference, that same year, Independence Day made $306 million, Jerry Maguire made $153 million, and Fargo, the best picture, made $24 million. While most of the setting and visual elements of Barb Wire came from the Dark Horse comic book of the same name, the plot came with no credit or fanfare, or really anyone even noticing except me, as far as I can tell, from one of the greatest films in the American canon, Casablanca. Yes, with Pamela Anderson as Humphrey Bogart. Okay, stuff your blown mind back into your head and dig these parallels. Casablanca takes place during World War II, in the last bastion of occupied French territory not completely controlled by the Nazis. Barb Wire is in the last free city in America, with some very Nazi-looking Federalists running things everywhere. Bogart's Rick owns Rick's Café Americain, the place in Casablanca where everybody comes to. Bob owns Hammerhead, a similarly popular multi-use entertainment venue. Both are shrewd, implacable club owners who claim not to take sides, but both have secret histories of fighting for the rebels. The MacGuffin in Casablanca is the Letters of Transit, a magical document that can grant safe passage out of Nazi territory to anyone possessing it. The creepy Peter Lorre tries to sell the Letters of Transit, then Peter Lorre is killed after hiding the letters in the bar. In Barb Wire, the creepy Clint Howard has a pair of special retinal contact lenses that will fool the Federalist eyeball scanners and do exactly the same thing. He too tries to sell them to Bob, then gets killed after hiding them in the bar. Rick's old love Elsa comes out of the past with her new husband, Victor Laszlo, a man very important to the resistance, who needs the Letters of Transit to get out of Casablanca to save lives, etc. Bob's old love from the war, Django Fett, or rather Axel, played by clone army progenitor Tamara Morrison, comes out of the past with his new lady, super important Dr. Cora, who is the last hope for the rebellion, or something. There's even the same charming, corrupt local chief of police who works with the Nazis/Federalist, but ends up helping his pal/secret love, Bob/Rick. Spoiler alert. Both films end with the old lovers parting at a foggy airport, and our heroes both letting their old lover's new bae have the one way out of town. And both have the protagonist going off into the proverbial sunset with the police chief.
Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
I do believe I'm falling in love.
Now, while Barb Wire has way more violence, fight scenes, torture, car chases, explosions, semi-nude hose-down scenes and the like, Casablanca still remains one of the finest pieces of filmed entertainment that Hollywood has ever produced. Casablanca was not ruined by Barb Wire, just as Ghostbusters wasn't ruined by the new Ghostbusters. If anything, this well-concealed rehash made me enjoy the original all the more. But boy howdy, what a dumb movie. Thank you for watching, my friends. I hope this gets you to take a look at both movies again to see what other parallels you can find. You know, they say the plot and characters of the original Star Wars was cribbed from Akira Kurosawa's film Hidden Fortress. Sometimes a reboot, remake, or ripoff is terrible, and sometimes it's great. The only opinion that really matters is your own. I see you tomorrow.